All right, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Rice.
First off, I want to give Campbell a lot of credit. Today we got away from him a little bit, but I remember last year our first time in this tournament, and it was so much. It was just way bigger than what we did in the league I was previously in. So all year you get ready for this, and I have utmost respect for their team, their players. I used to speak at their camp when I went to Carolina, so I know all about Bowie's Creek. But just a lot of respect for that program and that coaching staff. He was on the staff at Richmond when I was at Vanderbilt, and we were a 3 seed, and they were 11 seed, and they beat us, or 14 or something like that, and they beat us. And I didn't realize that until before we played them, so we've gotten to talk a little bit. But watching his team play, they're a problem to deal with. He has so much skill out there. If you play your normal defense, they pick you apart. With that being said, I think my guys were super ready today. I think my staff did a good job of keeping our cool. Sometimes we get too emotional, and then that goes on to the kids, and then they don't play like themselves. So when it started, they hit those threes early. We just tried to stay calm as a staff and just keep talking about the things we had prepared for all week. And once we calmed down a little bit, I've been telling them our offense will be there with us. The only way we can win this thing is with our defense, and I think our defense carried us today.
If you have questions on Zoom, please use the hand raise feature. We will get to questions in the room first, and then to some questions on Zoom. I'm going to start in front with Nick.
Jack, just talk about that interior presence today. You had a double-double, obviously, with 10 rebounds, 14 points. But you guys owned points in the paint 50-20, and offensive rebounds 14-5.
I think it starts with Nikita. He's a massive presence in there. He's 6'10", 250. You know, he's not easy to move around. He's really, really strong. You know, we've been working in the weight room crazy, and he's usually the one that lifts the most weight. So, yeah, he moves people around like crazy. And, you know, we have guys that just, I think it's extra effort. Coach always talks about that, like, you know, going after it over and over and over again, keep going to the boards especially. And when you have Keita, you know, Cornelius, Jarrett, me, when just all crashing the boards all the time, I think that's the biggest part. And when we're up offensive rebounds 14-5, I mean, that you know, getting extra possessions is really key in a game like this.
Going to go to Zoom, and Kyle.
Coach, I wanted to ask about Bashir's role in the first half. It seemed like he really provided a huge spark, and how heartening is that to see, you know, from a freshman coming in and making that sort of impact in a postseason game?
Well, with Abdi, we've kind of been waiting for it to happen. That's who Abdi is. He can come into a game. I mean, earlier in the year, through about 14 games, he was shooting 65% from three. And he's lost a little bit of his confidence, probably because I yell at him on defense so much. But we're encouraging him to just play basketball because his skill set is unbelievable. His body's changing as we speak, but the way he can score the ball, I have to get him more shots, and he's not a kid yet that wants to catch and shoot. He likes to put it on the floor first, but we're trying to grow his game up. But Abdi, that's what you will see from him, and when he becomes a starter, that's what you'll see from him right from the beginning.
If you have a question on Zoom, please use the hand raise feature. Any other questions in the room?
Yeah, Coach, there was a moment in the 3-minute mark of the second half when you and Coach McGee, I know you said there was you guys have known each other for a long time, but was there a play that led to that confrontation there with about a minute or two of you two jarring about something? Was there something that led to that?
See my face sometimes because he's a pretty calm guy.
Yeah.
Alexander and Anthony been talking junk all game. Okay, that's what happens in college games. The kid locked Xander up on that play. Okay, it's right in front of our bench. I'm telling Xan, get him like this, do this, like I've done his whole life. Well, the kid outplayed him on that play and almost blocked his shot. And then he was like, he flopped, and said something to our bench. Okay, I should be more mature, but I'm not cool with kids saying stuff to me that's not on my team. So I will say something back. And then Coach stepped in just to let me know, you know, I got him, King. And, you know, I I will never say something to somebody else's kid. If I think you're doing something, I will talk to the ref, but I'm not going to address them. But it seems, and I watch these games a lot, it seems like a lot of kids will address me. And I'm going to say something back most of the time if that happens. I don't think they should say anything to me, but if they do, I'm going to talk back. Not talk junk, but let them know, you know. But I also am the guy that goes to the ref first when I see guys talking junk to each other, because I know how sensitive these kids are, and somebody's going to do something embarrass everybody. So I try to get to it early. If it's my team, the other team, whatever, I tell, hey, please call us all together and tell these kids to stop talking, because it escalates fast, and I don't want to see that.
Campbell did a really good job of denying Xander the whole first half. Obviously, you know that, right? We saw that. But, talk about what it meant to see your guys step up and, how will you prepare for that?
Well, I know my son pretty well, okay? And when you get up on him and you start hitting him and using that tactic to play defense, he turns into, I'm going to show you. Okay, well, he's more talented than that. That was my mindset when I was a player. Okay, I'll get him. And Xander's not like that. That's not his game. He's better when he stays cool. He sees what you're doing, and then he makes you pay for it. But because Anthony's one of the top players too, he got him going a little bit. They were being physical. So Zan pressed a little bit today, and they did a great job. That you give them the credit. What happens is, though, we've been doing this a long time, and we've seen everybody try to stop him a certain way. And once we saw what they were doing, all right, now we slip you. Now we'll throw it quick to Jack, one more to Abdi. Now we're shooting pop shots, and that's why we got to 90. And if that was what you were going to do for the whole day and you didn't practice anything other than that, well, then we're going to end up getting you in a little while. And they went zone for a minute, and we're ready when anybody comes zone. So we were able to get to 90 today.
Going to go to Zoom and Steve first, and then to the back.
Hey guys, hey King. Just on the front court a little more. The game, I really thought kind of things turned in the first half when Clem Buga came in, and I think he got you 6 or 8 quick points there. You gave him a good run. Talk about that and just the overall play of the front court in this game. I think they accounted for 37 points, 22 rebounds, bunch of block shots.
Yeah, Steve. Well, with Clem, okay, guys, like when we got Nikita, I thought I had 2 big-time guys we were going to dominate inside, because last year, our last 13 games, even though we had a tough season, Clem averaged 13 points and 8 rebounds, almost 9 rebounds. So you would think natural progression in him another year that he would at least do that. Well, he came back from home this summer and his back was messed up. He probably needs surgery, but he didn't want to go that route. Okay, so he doesn't practice a lot. He starts practice on the sideline with the trainer until he gets lathered up. He never gets in. And then you see in the games, it takes him 5-10 minutes just to get moving right. Today, Clem was ready from the beginning. And I call that being a senior, okay? Being a senior, he's been through this a whole bunch of times with us. He knows what we need. And today, he came in there, and we were extremely happy. I think he got 8 rebounds, too, or 6 or 8 in that first little bit of time he had. So 6 points and 8 rebounds from the guy with a bad back. It was tremendous. And then Nikita's been doing this. But then Jack also, okay? Jack goes to the boards and ends up with 10 boards. That's just incredible. So, Jarrett, Nikita, all these guys, we get a lot of credit because of Alexander. But all these guys, Jarrett's all freshman team. Jack is going to be an all-league guy. Could have been this year. Definitely on defense. Jarrett's going to keep growing. Abdi's going to keep growing. So to have Clem do it senior, that really gave us a spark, and we were super happy. Hopefully he can bounce back and be able to do it again tomorrow.
Back to Steve for a quick follow-up.
Yeah, King, now obviously tough test with Charleston. You guys played them down there. Maybe just talk about them and the kind of problems they present.
Well, first, they've been the champs. And guys, when a team wins the league by 3 games, especially a league like this, you got to give them a whole bunch of credit, okay? And they beat us badly down there. It was loud. It wasn't very much fun. But we saw a couple of things where we thought we could have success. They didn't do well late in the game, and it was the starters when we pressed. But they caused so many problems because everybody puts in the game can score. So you have to come up with something, and I've been thinking about this one for a long time. We're going to implement some things that we think can help us defensively, not overhelp, because they kill you if you get beat, and then they throw an extra pass. They're probably as good as anybody with that. So it's a tall task, but we like that type of stuff. And the one part is we're going to be a little bit tired, so we got to get off our feet tonight, let these guys ice tub and all that type of stuff, so it at least gives us a chance. And, it's going to be a fun one, I think.
Last question, and back.
So from a player's perspective, it looks like you guys distributed the ball pretty well. You had about 6 players that had double-figure points. From a player's perspective, what's that like to have that kind of chemistry with not just 1 or 2 or 3 players, but with basically most of the team?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, like I said, you said we had 6 with double digits and Clem had 8. Like basically everybody that came in there, provided points-wise too, which, we don't. Coach says it all the time. Like, we're coming in to play defense. That's like the main thing. Coming in to guard, coming in to play defense, and I think that leads to offense a lot of the time. But like seeing that many guys score is great. Xander's been carrying us all year. He's been doing a great job scoring the ball and making tough shots all the time. So seeing, being able to be there for him and help out and have Jerry get a couple easy dunks and Keita killing inside, I think was really, really big for us to extend the lead and keep the lead.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. And my man almost got triple.